Hey everybody, welcome to another Book Jackets, where we talk to middle school students just like you about what they like in the Media Center. I'm your host, Mr. Austin, your media specialist, and today I am with a very special guest, 8th grade student, Savanna Turfler. And she will be talking today about her favorite book, or one of her favorite books, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is the prequel to the Hunger Games series. So, tell us a little bit about this book.
It's mainly about young Lainez Snow and his past. It gives us insight on why he does his main things he does in the current books, like Catching Fire and The Mockingjay, why he causes so much havoc and why he's scared to lose his spot in as president.
Right.
And it's kind of important to know his past and the way he became like that.
Right, because in the Hunger Games series, he's this why is he so terrible? Why is he
Yeah.
And this kind of sheds light to what in his life kind of pushed him that way.
Yeah.
What makes this character tick and stuff like that. The book actually takes place about 50 years before the Hunger Games?
I think about 50 years.
I think it's about 50 years. And then the Hunger Games place, so it doesn't have the characters like Katniss and Peeta because they're not born yet.
Yeah.
But it does have it answers some questions you might have, why is that the way they do it, or why do they do this?
Yeah.
What do you like about this book?
I like mainly the characterization they give him and Lucy, the way their dynamic works, and it also tells why he changed so much through the time because of what happened at the lake house at the end, and him almost breaking at the very end of the book.
Right, and so you can kind of see from that point, so that's why.
Yeah.
What was probably your favorite part of the book, or favorite parts, or yeah?
Probably the beginning of whenever he became a peacekeeper, whenever him and Lucy had an actual relationship with each other.
Mm.
It was kind of wholesome and cute.
Yeah.
But after that, it just all went downhill.
Yeah. I've also read this book, and I because I love the Hunger Games, and when it came out, I was excited. I actually just pre-ordered the
Rise on the Reaping.
Sunrise on the Reaping. So I'm really excited about it. But I remember reading it, and I was like, this is really sweet. This is a nice little relationship. Where is this going to go wrong? Because with a prequel,
Yeah.
you know that something's going to go wrong. So where is this going to go wrong? So I was just sitting there when is this going to fall apart?
Definitely.
Who's your favorite character?
Lainez.
Yes, I kind of figured that was, considering when you walked in, I was like, that's interesting because he wears a white shirt and then also, and if you want to show off your calling card of President Snow, the White Rose.
Yep.
So definitely. What do you like about him or dislike? Some of my favorite characters I dislike. So
Maybe originally his character, the real meanings behind why he acts the way he is. The main reason he did do some of the things he did was to protect his family, but after that he just went down.
Right, it's interesting because he's the villain for these 3 books,
but
in this book,
he's the main character.
He's the main character, and you can go, okay, I see why he's doing what he's doing, until around the end.
Yeah,
definitely. That was my thing. Is I was the whole time I was okay, I can see why he's doing it. And then in the end I was wait, why did he do that? He's going a little. I can see him going into President Snow.
Yeah.
In the future. What do you think that we can learn from this book?
How certain aspects of life could affect us to the point of changing dramatically, and there's a lot of other things that it could tell you through you reading it. It can give so many people different messages.
Right, absolutely, and especially when with prequels and villain prequels is what they're called. Is when you have the bad guy from the main series be the main character.
Yep.
It can kind of show you that everyone is the main character in their own story, and nobody really when someone does something terrible, a lot of times they don't think they're doing something terrible.
Yeah.
They think they're justified, even if it's terrible. And so that kind of, you can learn a little bit about kind of stepping into other people's shoes, understanding other people. Not necessarily saying it's okay, because he did things that are definitely not okay.
Yeah.
But going, okay, like I get it. And so in the real world application, you can kind of be like, all right, this person is doing this to me. I wonder why, and kind of figuring that out. And maybe resolving it that way rather than just going, they're just a terrible person. Yeah. So how do you think that this book and other relates to other books or media that's similar?
Like it's similar to different like dystopian type books, because like it's the Hunger, like most games.
And honestly, the Hunger Games was probably one of the first dystopian books for young adults, for like middle school, high school students. And after that, you have like just a ton of them, you know, that come by. So so this is kind of the continuation of that legacy of like one of the first. It's definitely not the first, but it's one of the first like young adult dystopian novels.
Definitely.
You know, because we've talked about dystopians on the book jackets before, and a lot of the ones that we've talked about, especially in our first book jackets, are more for the older crowd. But things like Hunger Games, Divergent, things like that, they're definitely for younger audiences. And there is a movie, and I thought they did an excellent job with the movie. I still love the book.
For me, I think the movie was a little fast-paced.
Yes, I agree.
But seeing like the way his hair changed with his character during the movie was kind of cool character detail.
That is absolutely true. So yes, absolutely great recommendation, great series. The whole series is great. It's one of the ones that when I was in like middle school and high school that I got into to help me get into reading. It's definitely fun. So thank you for your recommendation. If this is in the Media Center Sci-Fi Dystopian section, and we have plenty of other dystopians if that's something that you're interested in. Until next time, I have been your host, Mr. Austin, and my special guest, Savanna Turfler. And we will see you next time.